Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing a lovely 100-piece limited edition released in 2018, but it's more than that. That 100-piece series included 4 series of 25 color-coordinated variants. So this model with a gray chapter ring and black sub-registers is one of 25 made in this color combination. Exceedingly rare and gorgeous. It is black ceramic and feather light. 44 millimeters in diameter. The watch is thinner than I expected at 13.4 millimeters thick, 55.6 millimeters lug-to-lug, and link to link, the actual distance rigidly across the wrist is going to be 58.1 millimeters. 100 pieces, of which this represents 25. It is a scarce watch, and with an original retail price of almost $300,000, you can understand why. Now, on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, there are 2 surprises. First, it's very light. That's a product of it being mostly sapphire and ceramic with some titanium hardware. The second is that it fits a lot better than I expected. This bracelet actually curves down and pulls around a small wrist better than the steel bracelets, and heck, better even than the hornback alligator leather strap that's typically fitted on the 42 millimeter offshores. Important to note, this is a Royal Oak, not an offshore, so though it's large, it's not necessarily from that line. As a result, it is a little bit thinner even than a standard offshore chronograph. The watch is light, comfortable, and I can recommend it for a wrist as small as 15 centimeters circumference. The look is stark, but then again, if you're buying a black ceramic AP Grand Complication type watch, you are looking to be seen, not to hide. Let's take a look at what you get for your money. First, the bracelet. It takes about 11 hours to finish a standard Royal Oak bracelet in steel, and that's to finish it by hand. The same techniques with harder tools are employed on this bracelet, with the result that the hand finishing here takes 33 hours. Now, jumping over to the clasp, you can see it is, as I mentioned, titanium, twin trigger release internally. It is satin finished and media blasted, and in an unusual arrangement, unique to the AP ceramic bracelets, you can see that pegs actually hold the removable links together. There's a great deal of flexibility built in, and it vents nicely, making it an ideal and very comfortable sports watch bracelet. The case is finished to the same exacting standards as the steel, platinum, and gold models. You can see the combination of lovely creases and curves, polish and satin. You can see how the character lines of the bezel still continue through the mid case and the case back. And on the crown side, you can see that we have those same hexagonal shoulders for the pushers and hexagonal crown that pay tribute to the hexagonal bolts recessed within the bezel, which is still a rounded off octagon, as with every Royal Oak and offshore since 1972. Polished outer flank, nicely rounded, and a sharp, severe, and creased top with vertical satin brushing. Let's remove my offending fingerprints here and take a look at the dial. Of course, this is the Tourbillon Chronograph Openworked black ceramic, which means it has an open wrought dial as well as movement to match, and there's a lot to love. Outboard, you have that gray chapter ring and a scale against which to read the chronograph seconds and fractions of a second, as well as the minutes. And as we move inboard, you can see 2 floating sub-registers for constant seconds and chronograph minutes. The indices as well as the hands are white gold, and the Audemars Piguet logo is actually printed on the underside of the sapphire. There is plenty of lume, and then you can see below we have I'll move that offending minute hand out of the way. It doesn't feel right to be blocking the tourbillon. The tourbillon regulator, as you can see, it has a black polished bridge with a black polished and handsomely rounded set of spokes for the tourbillon carriage. The whole thing assembled weighs about 1/4 gram and makes extensive use of titanium. It is free sprung, and it features an overcoil hairspring. So in addition to its qualities as a tourbillon regulator rotating consistently to even out the effects of gravity, you also have the concentric beating of the overcoil and the toughness of the free-sprung architecture. As you can see, the mainspring barrel has been spectacularly open-worked with sharp interior angles, a satin finish on its top, and then the bridge holding it has been entirely evacuated, skeletonized, and then internally beveled. In a word, gorgeous. Turn it all over, you can see more of the caliber 2936, 28 joules, manual wind, single barrel, 72-hour power reserve, and the tourbillon beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. As you can see, and I'll do my best to depict this, but the actual, I'll hold my finger behind, the actual movement has also been skeletonized. Now, the movement has been opened up as the bridges and the plates have been evacuated and internally beveled. You can see that the components of the chronograph are in steel. They're silver with satin finish on their top and mirrored beveling on their edge. It is a lateral clutch column wheel chronograph, which means it has a very chunky and mechanical feel when you actuate it, and it has a wonderful engagement that's positive and crisp, a true pleasure to operate, and there is engine turning on what's left of the base plate, and many, many sharp interior bevels where two beveled edges meet. All screw heads are black polished with chamfered slots as well as circumference. Water resistance is 20 meters, so it's not necessarily a watch to take in the water, but it is a watch with its scratch resistance and relatively thin profile that you could wear full-time and enjoy. Reach out to Tim Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And we are back with the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Tourbillon Chronograph Openworked Black Ceramic.